Hey everyone, it's Nate and you're watching the Legacy Sports channel. Before we get started with this video, I wanted to bring to your attention an observation that I made over the weekend. The vast majority of you guys who watch aren't subscribed to the channel. So please hit that subscribe button before we get started with this video, and also hit the notification bell so you guys are aware of new content that comes out for you to enjoy. Otherwise, let's get started. The NBA was once the gold standard of sports entertainment, a stage where icons battled for supremacy, where unforgettable moments weren't just expected, they were guaranteed. From the fierce rivalries of Magic vs. Bird, which practically defined the 80s, to the sheer dominance of Michael Jordan, who made every game feel like history in the making. The NBA didn't just earn our attention, it took it. It held us captive. But today, something has changed. The league feels different, stale, flat, stripped of the drama and intensity that once made every game a must-watch. As we stand here watching the 2024-2025 season unfold, the NBA faces a crisis of relevance. And make no mistake, this isn't just a bump in the road. This is an existential challenge, and the league might not be ready for this fight. According to Outkick, the NBA's opening week viewership numbers were, to put it bluntly, catastrophic. We're talking about millions of fans who have simply tuned out. And it's not hard to see why. The excitement, the must-see moments that once defined the sport, they've been replaced by a product that too often feels like a shadow of its former self. Let's break this down. The NBA's opening week, a time that used to be a blockbuster event packed with must-watch matchups and drama-filled games, barely made a dent in the cultural conversation. Viewership didn't just dip, it nosedived. This isn't an isolated incident or a bad week. It's a clear sign that fans are losing interest at an alarming rate. So what's driving this massive drop in engagement? Is it simply that the game has changed, or are there deeper, more structural problems? The answer, as it turns out, is a complicated mix, but it starts with something fundamental: the quality and intensity of the product on the court. The NBA, for all its talent, is struggling to capture the imagination of the public. And here's the kicker. The NBA isn't just competing against other sports. It's battling for attention in a world where distractions are everywhere. We're living in an era where streaming services drop binge-worthy series every week, where TikTokers deliver viral content in seconds, and where the NFL, MLB, and even international soccer have amped up their game. The modern viewer has endless options, and loyalty is fleeting. Think about it. Why would a casual fan sit through a 48-minute long NBA game with endless stoppages and minimal drama, when they could watch a highly edited, action-packed highlight reel in just 2 minutes? The NBA used to be a must-watch box office experience. Now, it feels just like any other option in an oversaturated entertainment landscape. Remember when every NBA game felt like a battle for the ages? When rivalries weren't just storylines, they were personal, passionate, and intense? Lakers versus Celtics, Bulls versus Pistons, LeBron versus the Warriors dynasty. These matchups didn't just have stakes, they had history, bad blood, and narratives that pulled you in. But today, the rivalries, the theater, the drama, it's all evaporated. And why is that? Well, for starters, the league's obsession with player movement has eroded team and player loyalty. The days of superstars sticking with one franchise for their entire career are almost gone. Players switch teams like they're changing shoes, chasing championships or a better situation, and that constant reshuffling has watered down the emotional investment fans once had. How can rivalries truly thrive when players aren't rooted in one city, one fan base, for years? Rivalries are built on history, continuity, and a sense of loyalty. When those things disappear, so does the animosity and the drama. Fans want heroes and villains, and storylines that span years, not recycled narratives that last for a season or two. And lately, That's something the NBA hasn't been able to deliver. Sports are more than just competition. They're about storytelling, about building relationships with teams and players. And when loyalty becomes a relic of the past, fans are left feeling disconnected, as if there's nothing substantial to root for anymore. And then there's All-Star Weekend. Once upon a time, it was the pinnacle of NBA entertainment. The dunk contest gave us moments we'd replay for years, and the All-Star Game itself was a showcase of pride, skill, and fierce competition. Legends wanted to prove they were the best, even in a so-called exhibition game. But now, the All-Star Game has become unwatchable. No defense, no stakes, no pride. What was once an intense, highlight-filled spectacle now feels like a glorified pickup game. Players don't take it seriously, and neither do the fans. The dunk contest, once a stage for creativity and awe, is now a graveyard of half-hearted attempts and uninspired tricks. Even the three-point contest, which used to thrill audiences, has lost its magic. The NBA is clinging to traditions that no longer have the impact they once did, and it's painfully obvious. The league's premier showcase has now turned into a shell of itself, and is a symptom of a greater problem that the NBA has. But in the darkness, there's a flicker of hope. Enter Anthony Edwards, a player who is as electric as he is fearless. At just 23 years old, Edwards is a throwback to an era of relentless passion and competitive fire in the league. He doesn't just play basketball passively, he lays everything on the court. He plays every game as if it's Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and he's not afraid to put his pride on the line. While other stars rest and manage their minutes, Anthony Edwards goes ham. He embraces the big moments, thrives under pressure, and plays with a swagger that makes you believe in the power of basketball again. He's not just a player, he's a force of nature, a spectacle, a reminder of why we fell in love with the NBA in the first place. Watching Anthony Edwards is like witnessing a once-in-a-generation storm. Unpredictable, thrilling, and unforgettable. He talks the talk and backs it up every night. His energy is infectious. His desire to win is unmatched. And he's a player who makes you want to buy a ticket, turn on the TV, and see what he'll do next. In a league desperate for heroes, he's stepping up to the challenge. And it's not just his skills, it's his personality, his authenticity. Edwards is a genuine star who isn't afraid of the spotlight, who relishes the opportunity to bring the drama back to the NBA. But the question remains, can one player reignite an entire league? Here's the reality. The NBA's future is hanging by a thread, and it's going to take more than one savior to set things right. The league needs a fundamental shift. It needs players who are willing to put down roots to stay with one team, to build rivalries that last for years. It needs a return to loyalty, a commitment to the drama that makes sports unforgettable. The NBA must relearn how to craft stories that captivate our hearts. Without rivalries, without players who commit to teams and cities, the league will keep losing ground. To compete with the Netflix series, the viral TikToks, and action-packed NFL games, the NBA has to offer something irreplaceable. Drama, passion, legacy. So where do we go from here? Will the NBA rise to the challenge or continue to spiral into irrelevance? Anthony Edwards might be the spark, but even he can't carry the league alone. The future of the NBA is at a crossroads, and the decisions made now will define its future and a generation. What do you think? Does the league need a complete overhaul, or can stars like Edwards bring back the magic? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you love in-depth takes on the sports world, like, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. This is Nate, and you've been watching the Legacy Sports channel. I'll see you all in the next one.